Okay. Our next guest is a former member of Second City in her native city of Chicago. And this woman can currently be seen as one of the co-stars in the big hit movie Beethoven. Have you seen Beethoven?
Seen it?
Yeah.
You know, Chuck Grodin has been on the show twice. Bonnie Hunt's on tonight. Nobody has mentioned that we, the world's most dangerous band, did the title song for this movie, Beethoven.
Is that right?
A new version of Roll Over Beethoven.
Well, why didn't you say something?
Why wouldn't Chuck mention it all the times he's been on? I don't know why he wouldn't.
Well, why didn't you mention
I
it?
didn't think it was my place. But finally, I've had enough. Yeah. I had to finally say something. We did it. We did Beethoven, the title tune. Now get her out here.
Are you making a lot of money?
Are we what?
Are we making a lot of money?
No.
Yeah. Well, the film is doing quite well.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the movie Beethoven and the funny CBS television series Davis Rules. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Bonnie Hunt. Bonnie! Good to see you. Pleasure meeting you. Thank you for being here. How are you?
I'm okay.
You look very nice.
You do too. You're very handsome.
Oh, well, the same could be said of you.
Well, probably not.
Well, no, it could
Then
be.
you would have just said it.
Well, I just did, didn't I?
Well, you said the same could be said of you.
Well, all right, the same is
That's
often
all
said
right.
of you. Yeah.
That's all right. I dated a lot of jocks. I know how it is.
I don't understand that. But anyway, let's talk about yourself. Let's talk about your life. You're from Chicago?
Yep.
Yep. What was life like for you there as a young girl?
It was great.
Yeah.
We grew up in the middle of the city, well, west of Wrigley Field. So that was kind of our hangout.
Was Wrigley Field and the Cubs the focus of a lot of the family attention?
Sure, yeah, just like everybody in Chicago. That's kind of what the focus was in the late 60s. You know, Ernie Banks and Ron Santo and Randy Hutley.
Yeah.
Billy Williams, all those guys. And my dad would pile us all in the station wagon, roll up all the windows, turn on the air conditioning, and smoke a Winston. Yep, just building up our immunities, you know. He was just one of those Irish guys, you know. He was unbelievable. Dad, I split my head open. You'll be all right. But we'd go down to Wrigley, and my sisters were really big fans. Of course, I was very young. And they would insist, my sister Kathy insisted on being called Ernie Banks, and my sister Carol was Randy. So my mother would say, "Come on down, Carol." She'd go, "Randy!" So we lived with that. That's good. I'm glad you're enjoying this thing.
Well, it must have been very strange there to be in the house.
It was strange. Yeah, it was. But it was a lot of fun. My dad wanted nine boys. He wanted a baseball team, but he said the dishes were piling up in the sink, so he had some daughters.
Oh, just...
Oh, come on. You know, he was a guy from that era. Give him a break. There's nothing wrong with that. That's all he knew, right,
Yeah.
Dave? Sure.
Well, I don't know. Dad did the best he could, and it seems to me like he'd done a nice job.
Yeah, he did all right.
And do you still have friends back in Chicago?
Oh, God,
yeah.
Yeah.
And are they pleased for your success?
Yes. Yeah. Well, when I'm there, they are. I think when I leave, they go, "That bitch doesn't deserve this." You know. That's the way it is. I don't swear. I don't usually swear, Dave.
Yeah.
I just want to clear that with my mother. But no, my friend Mo, I was telling Mary, just opened a beauty shop out there.
Mo, as in...
Maureen.
Maureen?
Yeah, Mo. And I went down to see Mo at the shop. And she's going out with the new guy now, you know, and she's telling me she's got to do his laundry, but it's just leather, so I wipe it down once in a while. You know. This is true.
Little Formula 409, and he's ready to go.
But I went there, and there was this guy, Tony, I went to grammar school with, and this is the neighborhood mentality. I saw Tony. I said, "Tony, how's it going?" Because I talk like that when I'm there also. And he said, "Yeah, Bonnie, I saw you on TV. Who got you that job?" I said, "Well, you know, I worked for it." And he goes, "Yeah, but your dad's dead, right?" I go, "Yeah, yes." He goes, "Who got you that job?" So, you know, it's no matter how I got it, it's happening.
They must be very proud of you, though, I would think.
Yeah, I think so.
And you have, you mentioned you have a brother in the family, or just all sisters? Did you say?
No, I have 6 brothers and sisters. I have 3 brothers and 3 sisters,
Yeah.
and then myself.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's great. 10 years. My parents had 7 kids in 10 years.
My heavens.
Yeah, yeah.
Those Chicago winters.
Well,
Something. The old lake freezes over. What are you going to do?
oh, the thought, Dave.
But you want to talk about the movie Beethoven?
No.
Really? Charles Grodin has been here many times. And the last time he was on, he was goofing around about the movie. And you know, nobody ever really took it seriously. And the thing is like a huge hit now. People love the movie.
Yeah, I made $35 million.
Yeah.
I get 50% of that, of course.
Wow!
Yeah.
See, now there, Paul, there's where your music money went.
Yeah, I know. What are you going to do?
Was it fun working with Charles and the dog?
Yes, Chuck. Mr. Chuck, I had to call him Mr. Chuck. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. You know, he's a neat guy, very unusual and smart and witty, and of course, you know, very sexy.
Yeah. Charles Grodin?
The dog.
Oh, the dog. The dog.
Yes, Charles Grodin. He was great, and working with the dog was great. I found a dog on the movie. Yeah, we were working down.
What? What was that?
You're like, go ahead, get going.
No, what am I supposed to do?
Well, you did that thing my brother does. Yeah, what? So what happened? Did you smash the car? I'm like, no, I'm telling you a story. So, anyway. You want me to tell the story?
Yes.
All right.
I have had trouble from every corner tonight.
Well, how do you think I feel? I choreographed that on Ha number. I'm wiped out. And those were the bridesmaids' dresses for my wedding. All right.
Okay, so you found a dog.
So I found the dog, and it was late at night, and this dog was all scraggly, but I was living in an apartment building that didn't take pets. So I was hiding the dog when I first brought it home because I thought I'd find a family for it. But the third day, you know, I was in love with the dog. There was no way I was going to part with it.
What kind of dog was it? Just a mutt?
She's a mutt. Yeah, really great dog. And the guy that lives downstairs from me was always complaining about my stereo, first of all. And I did one of those bewitched things when the landlord came in. I just put like a transistor radio, and I said, I don't know what he's talking about. That's all that's here. You know, the guy downstairs going, I know, I heard something. So I kept hiding the dog, but this guy is the only one that heard it or saw the dog, and he kept complaining. So finally, security called me, and you know, going to Catholic schools all those years, it was like, I'm going to the principal's office, and I just confessed everything. Because I was brought up, you know, you go and you tell the truth, and they usually, you know, go easy on you. It's the best way to do it.
Sure.
So I went in, and I said, I've had the dog here for about a month and a half, and, you know, I can't leave now. I'm in the middle of making this movie, and I'm really sorry, but this poor dog was all alone, no family, was skinny, sick, and they go, you have to get out in a week. And I said, thank you. So I found a new apartment, and I went, and the guy says, sure, you can have the dog, come on down. So I went down, and I said, well, he saw the dog, and he says, well, I'm going to need $2,000 extra security deposit, and you have to keep your blinds closed at all times. And then I thought maybe he knew my habits around the house.
Yeah, hey.
Oh, no, I don't mean that. I mean, you know how girls walk around in their underwear. Not me, of course, being a Catholic, I always have something on. But I did. I moved in there. I have the dog there, and the manager is manager/male model, you know, L.A. He's always like, can I fix your sink? And then he just stands there for half an hour posing, and then he leaves, and nothing's done. I swear.
Manager, male model. Great fun to meet you. And I'm glad the movie's a big hit for you. And, of course, you have your own hit TV show as well.
Well, it's not my own.
Well, you're right on there. You're one of the big stars.
Sure.
Nice to see you.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you very much. We'll be right back, kids. Very nice. Thank you, folks. Welcome back to the show. Shakespeare's sister, Paul, what do you think?
Great.
Nice.
The greatest.
It was fun. I went over there and I stood with them and I thought, oh, this is great fun. And then they started dancing and I wanted to get out immediately.
Yeah,
because then you feel like there's some obligation to dance along.
Dance yourself, yeah.
As you know on the program, I don't do two things. I don't wear funny hats and I don't dance. And I was right. You got to admit, I was right. It's a mistake. We never should do it.
What's that?
Let the guests play with the glitter before they come out here.
Well.
You got it. Thanks. But they're very nice, and they sounded great. Yeah. Our next guest has appeared in such motion pictures as Rain Man and also Beethoven. She was a member of the Second City group in Chicago there and starred in the television series Davis Rules. Please welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen, Bonnie Hunt.
How are you?
Good. Thank you very much for coming to be on the program. How are things in your life? How's your family? How's your home?
Let me check everything.
Everything looks fine.
All right. My mother will say, "What the hell did you wear that man's coat for? You look like a man."
Does Mom get on you about what you wear?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does Mom pester you about everything?
Well, no.
That's good.
Safe answer.
You have a good relationship with your mother.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever introduced your mother to your big-time show business Hollywood friends?
Oh, yes.
How does that go?
Yes. Well, it's interesting. You know, she was in show business a little bit.
What did she
She worked
do?
at NBC in Chicago at the Merchandise Mart.
Uh-huh.
And she wrote for the radio soap operas and kind of hung out hoping to be famous. And then my dad married her and said, "No wife of mine is gonna," whatever. And she quit, but she always says if I had to change one day, I wouldn't change a minute.
Uh-huh. Well, that's nice.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, that's a good attitude.
But,
Yeah.
you know, it's good. Yeah, one time, I think I told Mary that I brought her to when I did Rain Man, I played the waitress, Sally Dibbs, who dropped the toothpicks, and...
Oh, yeah, that's where they discovered that Dustin Hoffman has that unbelievable numerical cognitive power.
Right,
Yeah.
yes, and that's how it was written in the script. And, so... well, I'm not making fun. What are you hissing for? I didn't make fun of him. Oh, he can rip everybody apart. And I come out, this girl from Chicago, I make one little joke.
That's right.
And I'm doomed.
That's how it goes.
I'm going to go. I'm just going to go.
No. We'll get you some glitter. Don't worry. We'll all dress up. It'll be good.
Oh, gee. Well, I'm sharing a dressing room with them.
They were great.
Yeah,
I enjoyed them.
And we were fighting over one of the dresses, but...
Okay, so
I
now
had a gift to wrap.
you have your mom, and you're on the set.
Don't get him when you're driving, Dave. So I'm on the set of Rain Man, and Dustin Hoffman starts talking to me about what my mom, we're talking about families, and I'm very nervous. It's my first movie I've ever done. I was in Chicago. I got this part.
What a big movie to start with, too.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
And I was so frightened. I mean, I couldn't. In fact, let me tell this. I know, it's not something I talked about, but I'll tell you anyway, Dave. Tape up your ribs.
Tape up my ribs?
It's going to be funny.
Oh, I see. Some kind of orthopedic support for my ribs. Good. All right. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so Dustin Hoffman sees my name tag and he knows my phone number. Remember, he memorized the phone book. So the first time I walked out, I was terrified. And I didn't know how to act. I mean, I worked at Second City, but I really, you lie your whole way through, and then all of a sudden somebody gives you a job, and you're like, what am I doing
And
here?
working in a film is, I guess, different technique than working improvisationally on stage.
Right, you have to find a mark and, act natural and everything else. So I walked over, and he said, Sally Dibbs, Sally, whatever the phone number was. And I said, how did you get my phone number? And Barry Levins just says, cut. And I go, what's wrong? And I said, I was so terrified I had my phone number. I'm like thinking I'm going to get an Academy Award for one line, And then Barry Levinson said, he hasn't killed anyone in your family. And then I thought, oh, now Barry Levinson thinks I'm a jerk. I'll never work again, all that stuff. So then I went back before. I go, oh, you have my phone number, so how'd you get it?
Yeah.
And it was like completely the opposite.
Yeah.
And then the rest is, of course, a big success story. But I've never played another waitress.
So Mom
anyway,
is there watching
I forgot
the film.
that.
Yeah.
All right. So Dustin Hoffman surprises me. He calls my mom's boss. My mom works at this hospital for children. And he gets the day off work for her and surprises me, invites my mother to Cincinnati where we're shooting Rain Man.
That's a great thing to have done.
Wasn't that nice?
Very nice.
Very, very nice. And so my mom had never flown before. So she tells my sisters, we can meet Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise. Get in the car. We're driving to Cincinnati. I have 2 days on the movie, and they make a 10-day trip out of it. So they come.
So Mom didn't even fly for this? Wouldn't fly from Chicago to Cincinnati?
Well, it was the first time, so she did. Now she flies everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Now
right.
that I'm making the money, she has her own airline, And, so she comes down, and she's standing there in her polyester pantsuit, with the short sleeve jacket, the long sleeve blouse underneath. And always... No, she's very nice, very sweet. So the assistant director tells her, Mrs. Hunt, you just stand over here, behind the bar area, and don't move, because when we shoot the scene, you gotta be quiet. Okay, so we're shooting the diner, and Barry Levinson, they have like these blue smoke tablets that give it like a nice look on film. And it's filled with smoke. So we start doing the scene, and I walk over, and I, do my big acting moment. And it's really silent, and Tom Cruise goes to do his line in here. And I go, I know it's my mother. I know it's my mother. And then Barry Levinson says, cut. And I says, oh, you know, I thought it was me. I thought I was overacting in silence, you know. And he says, who is that? Now, you think the director would, nobody would admit it. My mother says, it's me, Barry, and I don't think this smoke is good for anybody.
The ombudsman for the group.
Oh, dear, you know, and then you just, well, then you fall in love with her, because she's like anybody's mom would probably do that. So that's what she did.
Yeah.
It was one of those things.
And it was okay with Barry? He didn't have a problem with that?
He slapped me, but he
No,
didn't.
no, no. And did she talk to Dustin Hoffman? She must have said something.
Yeah,
good.
they were great pals. They took pictures together, and, you know, he was very, very nice to her. I mean, it was just a great thing. And I just thought if nothing else happens in my career, this is like a great thing.
Had she been a fan of his? Had she seen other movies that he had done?
Yes, yes. In fact, she told him she loved him in Dog Day Afternoon,
Well,
which
see,
was, yeah.
he's not.
Al Pacino. But, you know, the great thing was is that Dustin thought she was kidding like I would, and he laughed hysterically, and she's going, what?
Yeah.
I slapped her on the back, you know. Oh, Mom, you're, So, that's it. That's what happened.
Well, it sounds like you got a really nice family.
Yeah, I'm very lucky. They're very nice, and I'm always worried about, you know, embarrassing them or anything. I have to be really
I wouldn't
careful.
think so.
Well,
Tell me about your, now you live in Los Angeles now. Your husband is out there with you now, or not
yeah, he
with
just
you now?
moved for 4 years.
What's your husband's name?
John Murphy.
John Murphy, right. We talked a little bit about him before,
Do you know Murph? Oh, geez, a woman. Well, that's great. Every state I'm in. He's a great guy, but he was living in Chicago because he's an investment banker. A lot of laughs there. And he was working at...
Is it not a good, it's not a good time to be an investment banker,
No,
is it?
it's not.
No.
Not. No.
Sorry to
That's
hear
why
that.
I'm doing the show tonight, actually. And so he was in Chicago, and we were commuting for 4 years back and forth. So now he has moved to L.A. The bank transferred him to L.A.
Well, that's good.
Very nice.
Spending more time together and things are working out
Yeah,
great.
this is a nightmare. No, I mean, it's a difficult adjustment, right, Dave? Yeah. Come on, go with me.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Like I lived with him for a while? What does that mean? We need to pause here for a commercial, but we'll be right back with Bonnie Hunt. We've come to the end of another program. It was great to see you. You're very, very entertaining and charming and smart and witty, and we're happy to have you here.
Oh, dang.
And my best to Mom and to Murph as well.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Also, my thanks to Shakespeare's sister and Ben Stiller. We'll see you folks tomorrow night. Thanks for being here. Goodbye, everybody. One other thing. This is not a criticism. It's just more of a kind of something I find annoying about watching The Love Connection.
Yeah.
You know, when you're watching The Love Connection, you lose track of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they'll introduce the three women or the three guys who are involved in the date, and then they'll bring out the one man or the one woman who was involved in the date.
Yes.
You learn all about the three women. Yes. You learn all about the guy, and then Chuck says, "Oh, we're out of time." And so that means you have to tune in tomorrow to find out what actually happened on the date. But they spend half the show setting it up, and he says, "Well, sorry, I have to find out about your date tomorrow."
Man.
Guess again, Chuck. Does it suggest a certain emptiness in my life that I'm watching Love Connection?
No, not at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first guest is an alumna of Second City in Chicago and starred in last summer's big hit blockbuster movie Beethoven. Here she is. Welcome her back to the program, Bonnie Hunt. Oh, Bonnie. So, Bonnie, tell us about your date.
Well, he locked me out and he was really cheap. But then we did it. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the show.
Thanks.
Good to see you. You look terrific.
Oh,
You look...
please. Dave saw me without my makeup. It was like a horrible nightmare.
Oh, you look great. You look great with or without the makeup.
Well, Dave.
And it's a lovely dress. It's a very nice, stunning, black, simple, very...
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. How are things with your family? What's new?
Oh, they're great.
Fill us in.
My mom fell. She fell down in church.
Oh, no.
It was terrible. My sister's baby was being christened.
Yeah.
And the priest says, why don't we all gather closer to the altar? And I saw this marble, and I thought, oh, God, Mom's got heels on. You know, she never wears them. She's got one pair she pulls out whenever there's a big occasion, blows the dust off. And her little polyester pants were just a little too long, and I said, oh, geez, they're going to catch on the thing. And all my brothers and sisters, I could all see if there was bubbles above her head. We're all watching her go like this, you know. And she always acts like she's 16. She walks like a model, you know, and she gets up and, you know, slides on the marble and falls and hits her head.
Oh, my God. Did she lose consciousness?
Yes, it was terrible. You know, my dad died suddenly, so the whole family was like, oh, my God. You know, in that instant, we've lost our mother. So I ran over, took the necklace. My sister got the ring.
No.
So anyway. Don't clap at that. That's mean. So we got her to, you know, we called 911. She woke up.
You called 901?
No. We were wondering, where the hell are they?
I think 901 is Vancouver. That's the area code for...
Well, that plan landed in the church parking lot. The plane. When the plane landed.
That's all right.
That's all right. So anyway, we took her to the hospital, and she was in the ambulance, and my one brother's an electrician. So he's in the ambulance, and my brother, the doctor, says, I'll drive to the hospital. Yeah. He thinks he's Joe Gannon on Medical Center. He's running to the car with wind in his hair. And my mother sees my brother, Tommy, in the ambulance, and she says, oh, Tommy, you're here in case my lights go out. How cute is that?
That is kind of sweet,
Did a good
yeah.
one-liner and went back into her coma, you know. And so we got her to the emergency room, and they take care of her, and they say, you know, I mean, this woman, her head bounced against this marble, Dave. And she was like, fine. You know how they are. You have 7 kids, you shoot her with a bullet, it'll bounce off.
No,
no. Anyway, wow, Dave, you've been working out.
It's the Thigh Master.
Oh, God.
Now, have you spent time traveling with your mom? Did you go on a vacation? Did you go
All right, Dave, all right. I was getting to that. If you would just wait. I do a little thing first to set up the huge comedy that's about to happen.
I was distracted because of the fondling.
That is fondling for me, being Catholic. That's as far as it goes. So anyway, it was right before I was going to go to Vegas with my mom. When she did fall and hit her head, she did hurt her leg, which she's, you know, got a bad leg.
So she was injured in the episode?
Yes, sir.
All right, okay.
And we went to Vegas, which I promised I'd take her, just the 2 of us.
This is something Mom really wanted to do to go to Las Vegas?
She loves it.
Yeah.
I mean, she went with my sisters once, and they had to take everything away from her, all the credit cards. And she went down in the middle of the night to the concierge and said, do you have a carbon copy of my credit card? She thought, you know, somebody in their 60s, they're going to give her the cash. They didn't. But anyway, I brought her, and she says, my leg is really bothering me. I said, Mom, I'll get a wheelchair. So I called downstairs and said, can I get a wheelchair? You know, I tell this big story about my mother. And they come up with the wheelchair, and they drop it off. So I get my mom in the wheelchair. She says, let's go have a little breakfast. So I said, okay. So we go down to the casino lobby, which is, you know, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Vegas is a nightmare. And we go down, and there's a ramp for people in wheelchairs to go into the restaurant. There's this huge line of people waiting to be seated. You know, everybody in the entire world is in Vegas because we want something to eat. And I said, oh, don't worry, Mom. We'll just go up the ramp. Maybe they'll let us go faster because we got this wheelchair thing going, you know. So she goes, oh, you think so? So I start going up the ramp, and I am sweating like Albert Brooks in Broadcast News. I swear to God, I'm like trying to get her up the ramp, and this man sees me, and he gets up and he opens the little gate, and he says, come on. He says, I know how you feel. My wife's in a wheelchair, and this woman's in a wheelchair.
That's sweet. Yeah.
So the maitre d' comes over. He goes, you won't have to wait. You can have the table right here. I said, oh, thank you so much. That's so nice. So they pull the chair away, and we put my mother on one side, and I sit on the other. And the minute I sit down, she goes, you know what? I don't want to sit here. Where in the heck? Go oh, darn, where should we sit? And she starts walking around the restaurant. Honest to God, you know, and of course I did the old, it's a miracle. And I was very
It's a
upsetting.
miracle she wasn't dragged out into the desert and beaten silly. Well, but Mom's okay now. Everyth's good with
Yeah,
Mom.
she's
Good,
fine.
I'm glad to hear it. I tell you what, Bonnie, we need to pause here for a brief commercial, and we'll continue chatting with our old friend when we come back. Bonnie Hunt is on the program. Tim Hutton is here, and Leonard Cohen. Did you come in from California today to be on the program?
Yes,
or last
sir.
night?
Last night.
Have you ever lived in New York City?
No.
When you see those shots, like the last couple of commercial breaks, we've had those shots of the city. Doesn't it just melts your heart? It is so beautiful and exciting to be here.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the smell-o-rama you have with those photos. Smog being pumped in. Well, I'm from Chicago, you know, so it's...
Yeah, one of the great cities
Oh, it's the
of the
best.
world.
Yeah,
Yeah, terrific
yeah.
place. Travel agents, did you, what kind of a, you mentioned Chicago, what kind of a kid were you there in Chicago? What was your life like as your formative years, like in grade school, high school, that kind of thing? What'd you do? What were you up to?
Hanging out at the house. No, well, I went out with kids in the neighborhood, and my mother wouldn't let me leave the front porch until I was 15 on dates. Well, you know,
Really?
when guys would come over to the
Yeah.
house, or you meet a guy when you're in school, and he kind of goes, "Can I come over?" And you go, "Sure." And he comes over, and my mother wouldn't let me. My friends would like go driving in the cars, and then I would sit on the front porch with whoever the lucky guy was that didn't have a car. And eventually, I fell madly in love with a guy and dated him for a long time in high school. He was my big.
Have you mentioned him before? Did you mention his name before?
To you?
Oh, on the show here.
No.
You want to mention it?
Well, no, I don't want to say his name.
Oh, okay.
Not like he doesn't know who he is, because now he's crying at home because I'm here with you, Dave. No, he's not. He's a lovely guy. He has, 3 kids, and he's married to the girl that he dumped me for many years ago. But, I'll tell you what happened with this particularly. Now, don't think I'm insane or anything. I'm not. I was young.
How could we think that of you?
Dave, now, just let me tell the story.
I'm feeling more and more like Chuck Woolery for some reason.
Do you want me to not tell it?
No, please
Okay,
tell
all
it.
right. So anyway, I'm dating this guy, and I grew up watching all the musicals, Gene Kelly and everybody like that. So I just thought that's how it was going to be, because that's how my mother convinced me.
A lot of romance, a lot of
Yes,
singing, a lot
and
of
the
dancing.
more, I hang up, the more they call, and all of a sudden there's a big song written about me and the whole thing. So I'm dating this guy, and I'm running up the steps at our house. So we had the bedrooms upstairs, one for the boys, one for the girls.
Yep.
There were 7 of us. And my brother says, "Hey, I saw Joe last night. He was making out with Kathy." And I go, "That's ridiculous. He loves me. He's my boyfriend for many years." And my brother goes, "I don't think so." Breaking it to me with all the kindness in the world. My brother Tommy. So so I got really upset, and then that night he came over, and I said to him, "What's going on?" He says, "Well, I really like you a lot. I really like you, but there's this other girl I like." And he tells me, and I'm completely devastated. I didn't even want to leave the house. And I know it was because of certain reasons that he wanted this other girl.
What are you getting at? What are you driving at? What's on your mind there? What are you talking about?
Thinking, Dave? I don't know what's going on.
She was maybe...
No, she wasn't a bad girl, because she's a nice girl.
Nice
but she
girl.
was just a nicer girl than me.
Yeah.
And anyway, so a couple days later, my best friend in the whole world is having a party. And I'm not going to go. I'm too depressed. Nobody knows what I've been through. And, how you're young and,
Sitting
it's a
on the
trip.
porch and all.
Yeah, just sitting there hoping somebody, a tree trimmer, anybody. You want to talk?
Drive-by shooting, anything, gonna bust up the monotony.
Got a big target on my shirt. And she called him and she said, "Steve's here." Oh, I said his name, Dave. Oh, God. This is the love connection. I always go, who are these people that go on these shows and tell their lives? They're idiots, and now here I am.
Like, it's either
All right.
Steve or Joe. No one will know for sure.
Anyway. Oh, Paul, now.
I'm enjoying this.
Well, good. So So I go to the party, and I'm very distraught. They're in the corner making out, you know, and I'm just standing there crocheting a blanket for our baby that we were supposed to have. And so I think, oh, I'll just leave the party early and I'll walk home, and, you know, he'll come chasing me singing the song, and hopefully it'll be raining for the whole effect. So I go outside, there's no rain, and I see his car. Okay, so there's a big giant light bulb above my head. So
Oh, I know what you're going to do.
uh-oh.
Cut the brake lines. Right?
Well, that was pretty funny.
Oh,
Dave.
thank you very much. Not exactly dealing with a chimp here, you know. So, come on. You see the car.
Okay, so I see the car. So anyway, I said, you know what? She has a car. I didn't.
Yeah.
I had a banana seat bike with those big handlebars, you know, with a little playing card in it, you know. And so I said, I'll just sit in his car and wait. And once he sees me and
Right.
has eye contact and we're close, he's gonna go, I've made the biggest mistake of my life. So I get in my car, and all of a sudden I see them come walking out. So I jump in the back seat and I lay down on the ground because they're getting in the car.
Yeah.
So I'm on the ground in the back seat, and you know when you're in high school, you give the guy the garter from the prom, he's got a picture of you and all this stuff hanging from his rearview mirror so he causes an accident and later ruins his life. And I'm looking there, and on the floor, I'm seeing my picture.
All
you
the
know, everything,
mementos.
all thrown in
Yeah.
the back seat,
Oh,
and I'm
that's-
really
yeah.
mad. Well, now they get in the car and they start making out again because they've done it in the in the party, and now they got to do it in the car. So I'm sitting in the back seat and waiting. Then he says, well, you know, I'll take you home, and they drive home. I'm in the back seat of a person's car
Right.
when he's on a date with
Yeah.
somebody else. But the whole time I'm thinking, once I pop up and he sees how crazy in love I am with them,
Everything will be
that
fine.
song will be written. Yeah. So,
And he won't have you arrested.
but Dave, it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
You know, it was an accident, and you know, you disillusioned youth. And she got out of the car. He dropped her off at home, and then they made out the door, and then they made out again, and then he got back in the car, and I go, Steve, once again, and he slams on the brakes. I almost gave him a heart attack.
Yeah.
I pop up from the back seat, and he said, you have to get out of the car. I said, Steve, please don't be ridiculous. You know we're going to get married and have a big family. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. You're sowing your wild oats. That's what my mother told me. But anyway, he dropped me off, and I married her.
So that was it.
I mean, there's no end to it. That's it.
Adios and hit the road. That's a sad, terrible, tragic story.
Oh, Dave.
Let's see. What are we mentioning here? You have something coming up you want to mention, eh?
Yeah, I wrote a show, and I sold it.
Great.
A TV show.
Oh,
To CBS.
Oh, congratulations. I hear
Thanks.
good things about those people. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Bonnie Hunt, kids. We'll be right back. Nice to see you. Hey, I got a wonderful program tonight. We had the Stupid Pet Tricks. That's always fun. The
Always
people are very nice, the cute little animals. We have wonderful guests. We played a new game tonight, and we also, I don't know if you were with us at the beginning of the program, but we finally figured out that if we put a live camera at my house, we can then, as we're taping the show, watch what I'm doing at home as the program is being played back. Yeah. Hal, turn on the camera at my house. Let's see what I'm up to now.
El agua está muy
El agua está muy
Yeah.
caliente.
¿Cuánto por el jamón grande?
¿Cuánto por la jamón grande? ¿Cuánto por la jamón?
Jamón.
La jamón.
El
jamón grande.
That's my Spanish lesson.
And you do some nutty things at home.
My Spanish lessons. That's my Spanish tutor, and she's teaching me how to say how much for the giant ham. Our first guest is a very entertaining woman who appeared in the motion pictures Rain Man and also Beethoven. Beethoven, that movie with Charles Grodin and the dog, and this woman, made like $100 million.
Yeah.
A very, very popular motion picture. And she can currently be seen also in another big money-making hit, the #1 box office movie, Dave. Ladies and gentlemen, here she is, the lovely, the talented, the always personable Bonnie Hunt. Bonnie! Hey, hi, how you doing?
Okay.
You look great. You're a lovely woman. You know what's...
Oh, Dave.
No, it's true.
Oh, Dave.
You're lovely and you're very funny. You're a really funny person.
Now nothing's going to be funny.
No, well.
It's like a nightmare.
And you're a fine actress.
Well, thanks, Dave.
You have this part in Dave, and it's like one of the funniest moments in the whole film.
Oh, well, yeah, I got a big laugh. I was really pleased.
Good for you. You look great. Is that a new dress?
Yes, it is.
It's a beauty.
Yes.
Very nice.
I bought it for my mother.
Oh, that's nice.
It's buttoned all the way up, and last time I was on the show, I wore kind of a low neckline.
Right.
And she said, I don't know why you feel the need to do that. You know, I think I told you one time I had a V-neck dress that I was going to wear to a party, and the night I went to wear it, she had sewn one of my brother's white dickies. That's true.
Really?
That's, yes.
To make it a little less revealing?
Of course.
Yeah.
People thought I was in a car accident.
You've worn a dress to suit to please your mom.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, let me tell you something, Bunny. Mom ain't hosting this show.
Well, actually, Dave, she did get a call from Warren Littlefield this morning.
Oh, no.
They're interested. Very interested.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your mom? You mentioned her
Mom,
before
she
on the
was just
program.
out in L.A. because my brother Pat's wife, Jane, had a little baby.
Oh,
Mary
that's,
Kathleen.
congratulations.
Thank you. And we were at my brother Kevin's christening of his little boy, Andrew, and my brother called and said, the baby's coming, bring Mom back with you to L.A. because we could use the help. And I said, you know, her price has gone up since I'm on TV and stuff. And so anyway, we got on the plane, and I put Mom in first class.
That's very nice of you.
Well, you know, what am I going to do? And my friend Holly and I were both going back to Chicago, so we were in coach, and Mom's up there. And we're waiting to get on the plane, and she says, oh, my God. I said, what? She goes, there's Fabio. I said, a what? She said, Fabio. And I thought, geez, it's an old guy she dated in Europe or something. And Holly recognizes him right away. He's this guy that's on all the romance novels. He's a famous model.
The big Italian hunk guy,
He's a
Fabio.
hunk. Hunk is he's not even fully evolved yet, is what I... And he's wearing a jean jacket as a shirt tucked into his pants with none of the buttons buttoned. And I am dying because I think this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. My mother in her 60s going, there's Fabio. So we get on the plane. I said, Mom, please don't say anything to him. Please, please, please. And all these girls are screaming every time he walks by.
He's like a huge deal, apparently, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, very, very famous. And so we get on the plane, and I drop Mom off at first class, and I'm headed to row 47. And
There's something very wrong with your life.
no.
Well, you should be up there with Mom.
Oh, well, not according to her. I mean, she changed her name. Her name's Alice. I come up, I go, Mom. She goes, Alicia. I said, Mom, you don't drink. It's free wine. Now get lost. She's just a scream when she the good life, boy. I'll tell you, she's frightening in it. And she stops. Fabio is seated with his agent / person who combs his hair. And my mother says, Fabio, how about a picture later? And he says, oh, but of course, you know, whatever his accent.
The guy has opposable thumbs, right?
And bendable joints.
Oh, well, there you go.
And so he says, fine. So anyway, we're on the flight, and the stewardess comes back, and of course, my mother has given her my entire life story, which is always fun. And she says, oh, we want to give you a bottle of wine. I said, give it to Holly. Holly's two rows back further than I am. So she gives Holly the wine. Every time I go past Holly, she's getting a little, she's left her spine at home at this point. And she's being approached by the pilot. And so we get off the plane. And Holly's like, where the hell is Fabio? I says, oh, geez, I got my mother now in love with Fabio, and Holly's had a whole bottle of wine. And so my mother gets her picture taken with Fabio, which is
that's good. That has a
very
happy ending.
exciting.
Yeah.
And I brought the picture.
Oh, this is great.
There she is. Here's Mom. Now, here, notice the jean jacket with no buttons.
Your mom is a very attractive woman.
Isn't she cute?
Yes, she looks very kind of American mom.
Yes,
There you
she's
go.
very
This is
cute.
Mom and Fabio. Man.
I'll tell you, he's got a better cleavage than I do.
He's getting all oiled up there with jet fuel, ready to... Bonnie, that's... I'll tell you what, we need to do a commercial.
Oh, alrighty.
But good for you, and Mom, everything's good for her. All right, we'll be right back here. More with Bonnie Hunt. Program, Pat Sajak will be here. Trisha Yearwood. Trisha Yearwood.
Any chance Martin Lawrence might be on
And
there?
Martin Lawrence is
Wow,
also on the big bill tomorrow. Hey, great peripheral vision. How's your husband? How's Murph? Is that his name? Is he doing all
Yeah,
right?
Murph. Oh, he's great.
Good for you.
You know, smoking a cigar.
He's like an investment, he's a counselor, a finance guy, a big kind
He's
of...
an investment counselor, finance guy. Exactly.
Kind of a big wheeler dealer,
He's
leverage, powerhouse guy.
Right.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the film Dave. Now,
Sure.
I mentioned that you have maybe the funniest, one of many funny scenes in the film. Tell the people what you do there.
I played the White House tour guide. Very exciting.
Yeah.
And you want to show a clip of part of my...
Do we have it? Let's do it.
Oh,
So this
wow.
is Bonnie Hunt taking a group of tourists through the White House. Is that what it is?
That's right.
From the blockbuster motion picture Dave. Watch closely. Very nice. Now, do we get to see it throughout the film?
Well, originally, Ivan Reitman called me at home, and he said, you know, I'm doing this movie, and I'd like you to do something in it, play a tour guide. And I said,
Great.
okay, what's the name of it? And he said, the name of the movie is Tour Guide.
Wow.
I said, wow, that's...
So you'd be the feature tour guide of the film.
Yes. So I was very excited, so I went down, I shot for 3 months. And Kevin Kline had this little part in it, and he was improvising like crazy, and being the scene stealer that he is. After some editing and stuff, they changed it a little bit, and that is my entire part now in the film.
Oh, that's too bad. But that
Yeah.
kind of thing happens in
Oh,
show
sure.
business.
You know, that's the business.
Exactly.
By the business, I mean the industry. Of
Yeah, pick yourself up and just keep on going.
That's right.
And you have a brand new television program at CBS?
That's right, Mr. Letterman.
Yeah. You'll know that's going to be on in the summer, going to be on in the fall.
Well, we find out if they pick it up tomorrow or Thursday, but
That's
it's all
great.
my buddies from Chicago. We're all in it, and it's very unique and different. They're all from Second City,
You
so
know,
we
if
improvise a lot.
you want a television show, you should have a television show.
Well, thanks.
Because I think people would enjoy watching you week in and week out.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Nice to see you again, Bonnie.
Nice to see
all
you,
my
Dave.
best. Have a great spring and summer. Bonnie Hunt, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. I wanted to do something from Ibsen, but no, they said carousel. So that's what it'll be. We'll do carousel, we'll do Oklahoma, then we'll do carousel. What a day this has been. What a rare mood, I mean. Why, it's almost like being in love. I have no more pride. I'll do any damn thing. Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest has appeared in numerous motion pictures, including the blockbuster Beethoven, the big dog movie with Charles Grodin. Also, she was in a very funny movie of the summer, Dave. And you have to pay attention to these, Paul. Pay attention to the intro so you know who the guest is.
I know who the guest is.
All right, okay.
I know her resume.
And I'd like to start coming to rehearsal.
Okay, I was there. I was there today.
This woman is also the creator and star of the TV series The Building, which appears Friday nights right here on the CBS television network. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the always delightful, the always charming, the young, the personable, Bonnie Hunt. Yes, sirree. Nice to see you. You look like $1 million.
Oh,
Someone from the family, I hope. How you doing? What's going on? Welcome to the show.
thanks, Dave.
How are things in your life?
Great.
Yeah? What have you been up to?
Nothing. No, I'm working on a movie. I'm in
that's
Pittsburgh.
good. Yeah, tell us about the movie.
Sorry, honey. Sorry. Tell you about it. It's me and Marissa Tomei.
Yeah, she's
Or I
very
should
good.
say it's Marissa Tomei and then me,
yeah.
because, you know. Robert Downey Jr.'s in it. It's about two girls that grow up in Pittsburgh, and they take off to Italy, and you okay?
I'm just fine,
Uh-huh.
thank you.
And they, you know, hilarity ensues.
Yeah. Well, that's good. And Pittsburgh must be a fun place to do a movie, eh?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah?
It's great. Yes, there's another film being shot there now called Roommates.
No, there isn't.
Huh? Dave, you checked it out?
2 films simultaneously being produced in Pittsburgh? Mm-hmm. Wow, that's unusual.
So a lot of the people from the movie are staying in the same hotel.
Yeah, that's great. Then the fun begins.
That's right. I haven't decided who I'm having an affair with yet.
Hey, now, come on. Don't say
on,
things
Dave,
like
it's
because
a
people will take that
joke.
seriously
I
and
know
you'll
they
be in a
will, but
lot
I
of
wouldn't worry
trouble
about
with
it.
your family and so forth.
But I met Peter Falk.
He's great.
Yeah.
You know, he was Columbo.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you got to be smart to have this job. You got to do your research.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
So I met him through Fisher Stevens, who plays my husband in this movie. And Peter, we got in the elevator, and he introduced me to Peter Falk. And I was very excited because it's Columbo, but I felt guilty right away. The minute he looked at me, I was like, oh, God, I didn't do anything, because he was going to figure out the big crime I'm involved with. Anyway, Peter, we started talking, and he said, I've written a Columbo, which is going to be on in October, and I just got the rough cut of, would you like to see it? So he said, sure, you know. And so I went up to his room to watch Columbo, with Columbo.
Wow.
Yeah. How great is that?
Parallel universes
I just kept going,
or something.
what is going on?
Yeah.
What is going on? Yeah. And then I kept hitting the clicker at him, and he just sat there. And so we watched Columbo and everything, and then he said, well, I'd like to take you guys out to dinner. So we said, fine. So he says, I'll drive. I said, wow, you know, Columbo's going to take us to dinner. This is very exciting. So he goes, I'll go get the car. So he does. He goes to get the car, and we're waiting. It starts to pour rain. It's just pouring. Yeah, it's really scary. So we pile in the car, and I'm in the front seat with Columbo. And he's driving, and it's just really pouring. And Peter is Columbo. I'm sorry. You know, he's driving the car, and somebody in the back seat starts telling a story. Well, you know, Peter has one eye. And he's turning around. And he's listening to the story, and I'm going, oh, God, Peter, please look forward. We're going to get killed. He's going, don't worry about it. You know, he's looking at the back. And he said, I said, Peter, please keep your eye on the road. And he says, no, now wait a second. No, that's not a joke. If it is, it's a bad one. So anyway, he said, so Peter's got a great sense of humor. And he says to me, my eye is out of whack, the glass eye. So he starts swerving into the other lane. He's going, I can't get it straight. I can't get it straight. And he's pretending to be pushing his eye back in place. It was very funny, very funny. And it was a terrible head-on collision, but we...
No. And how's your mom doing?
Oh, my God, she's fine.
You want to take a little sip there before we get to this? This is one classy broad, eh? Am I telling it? This is top-of-the-line stuff here. It just doesn't get any better than this. All right.
Remember, that's how we met the first time. I was in that pub, I spit my beer out, and you said, hey, baby. You're what I'm looking for.
That's right. We have to do a commercial. We'll get to your mom, though. Everything okay back in Chicago?
Yeah, everything's great.
All right, we'll chat about Mom in a second here. We have to pause for a commercial. We'll continue visiting with our old friend Bonnie. Yeah, yes, sir. Paul Schaefer and the boys. Fine young cannibals. Do I have that right? Wow, cool. Bonnie Hunt is here, ladies and gentlemen. Patty Smythe and Letitia Baldridge will be out later. Maybe you'd like to join our little theater group here.
Gee, I don't know if I'm good enough. I would love to try. So exciting, because Dave, you're such a big star. I can't believe I'm here.
We do some wonderful things. So we mentioned your mom. How is your mom? I met your mom this summer. Seemed like a very nice woman. A decent, honest, solid human being.
Yeah, she's a doll. She's a riot. She's very into the whole career thing.
She must be very excited and proud for you.
Yeah, she gets a kick out of it. I've done a lot of promotion for this show, The Building, and I was on the radios in Chicago on the different stations, and I was going to be on Q101, which is one of the stations there. And they said...
It's a radio station, right?
That's right, sir.
Yeah.
And they said, you're going to be on at 7 in the morning, which is their #1 drive time. And I said, okay, but I was in L.A., and they said, it's going to be 5 a.m. for you. And I said, fine. I said, just call me about 15 minutes ahead of time so I can wake up and what are you looking at?
No, I happened to be looking at you in the monitor.
Oh. It's like me with Columbo. Where is he?
I know. It's just that the monitor affords me a little different view than I get here, and I wanted to see which was better. There you go! That's the one I was talking about.
So,
Forgive me, I don't mean to be boorish.
no, I know you
All
don't
right.
mean to be. Annie, what were we talking about, Dave? Oh, the radio.
The radio station.
Okay, so they say, we'll call you about 15 minutes before 5 so we can wake you up. I said, fine. I was up very late the night before, you know, out at the bar where we met, spitting the beer. And so I'm sleeping, and at about 3 o'clock, I wake up, look at the clock. I said, oh, thank God, I got more time to sleep. So I fell back to sleep. And my mother is at home in Chicago listening to the radio station. The disc jockey says, we're going to, have Bonnie Hunt on the air, but it's so early in L.A., we decided to wait till a later hour to call her. We'll have her on at 8 or 9 o'clock hour.
That's nice.
Very nice.
Give you some extra time.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm snoring away. And, and my great black teddy that I wear every night with heels. And my mom calls me and says, honey, it's Mom, on the machine. So I hear it, and I pick up the phone, I go, hello. She goes, well, I was listening to the radio. They're going to let you sleep. That's so true, Dave. I said, Mom, thanks. And she goes, okay. I just want you to know, you just relax and don't worry about it. So I lay back down, and what does she do? She calls Q on 101. She calls the radio station. She calls information, gets the number, and says, it's Bonnie Hunt's mother. I just called her. She's wide awake.
Place to call right now if you
Right.
want. Yeah.
So they did. They called me up and then said, your mom called.
How does Mom react when there's when there's a discussion of your work in the newspaper? If there's a review or
Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, let me tell you this. Okay. We were very lucky with our show. We got some great reviews, and there was one review in the one of the newspapers in Chicago that didn't like the show, and my mother was having she was so upset about it.
It's hurt her.
Yeah,
she
because
was hurt and embarrassed on your behalf.
Right,
Yeah.
she feels like it's
Sure.
very upsetting for
Very
me. And I said,
maternal.
Mom, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. And so time goes by, and I was talking to my sister, and she said, Bonnie, Mom called the Chicago Sun-Times. And I go, what? And she says, yeah. And I said, she didn't say she was my mother, did she? And she said, no. She says, but halfway through the conversation, I hear her say, I'm an avid TV watcher, and I watch all the shows, and I read your review, and I just want you to know that ever since Bonnie was a little girl, she has tried to do the best work she knows how. So I talked to my mother. I said, Mom, did you say anything that would make her think you were a relative of me? I said, it's so embarrassing. And she says, I didn't say a thing. She had no idea. She had no idea I was your mother. She says, I just told her that I had read all the reviews for this show. Now, she's in Chicago. How could she read all the reviews for this show?
As a
There's
clipping
40
service, Mom does.
But I thought that was pretty sweet.
That is very
because
nice.
That's
very
she says,
sweet.
well, I was going to have all the girls call. I have 4 sisters. I was going to have all the girls call with different voices. And we were all going to call her. So she got all these calls. It said we just thought it was terrible.
Maybe
It was her big plan. She's
Mom,
hanging out with Columbo.
maybe
now.
she ought to think about doing some volunteer work. Just give her some activities. Just maybe a little project in her life. Maybe she has a little too much free time. Maybe not. Let's see. And the program is on tomorrow night. The building.
Yeah.
What time? 9 o'clock? 9:30?
Right.
9 o'clock?
Jim Belushi's on tomorrow night's show.
Yeah, that'll be a nice one.
Yeah, it's a good show.
And you're going back to Pittsburgh to finish up the film and then over to Italy.
Going to Italy.
It'll be
for
great
11
fun
weeks.
for you.
Yeah.
You're the best, Bonnie. Nice to see you
too,
again.
Dave.
The lovely Bonnie Hunt, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back here. Yeah. Look out! That one's... Yeah. Some show, huh? Our first guest, ladies and gentlemen, starred, of course, in the big dog movie Beethoven, which made about $800 million. Now she's back in the blockbuster sequel, Beethoven Second. Please welcome the always lovely, the always charming, the ever entertaining Bonnie Hunt. Bonnie, are you out there? Hey, how you doing?
All right.
Nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a long, long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have a good holiday season?
It was great.
What would you do? Were you in Chicago with
Yeah,
the
I
family?
went to Chicago to see the family.
How is the family?
Great, great.
Good.
It was a big Christmas.
Do anything special?
We got my mom a car.
Wow, that's
Brand
great.
new car.
Good for Mom. Does
Yeah.
Mom drive a lot?
Yeah, she does, and she's had the same car for about, 11, 12 years.
What'd you get her?
We got her Buick.
Yeah.
Beautiful Buick. Beige color. Nice beige. So they kept saying at the dealership, you want a beige? And I'm like, I don't know. A beige would be nice. But no, we just got beige. So we got her the car, and she went through this whole process of, you know, it's a huge decision. And every time my mother makes any decision, she's got to check out everything.
Yeah.
She's got to call 75 people and find out their opinion and all that stuff.
Did you get it loaded? Everything on it?
Everything. She wanted everything.
Yeah.
At first, it was just get me whatever you think is best for me. And
Right.
then I said, okay, Mom, we got you a Buick. And, well, what kind? So it's a Park Avenue, Mom. It's like
Wow.
a Cadillac, but
Yeah.
it's not a Cadillac. I said, Mom, I don't want anybody to want to steal the car from you. You know, we want to downplay it a little
Yeah.
bit. You know, and she's got the rings on every finger.
Oh.
No, are you kidding?
I
Did
don't
you see
know.
my mother?
I
Come
see.
on,
I met her
baby.
once. Sure, I
Could
don't
you
know.
see her with
I'm just
rings?
playing along.
What a riot.
I'm snowblind.
I know. That was a pretty good
Yeah,
shot.
cute.
I was
Yeah, it
really
took me
impressed.
8
I'm so
times.
attracted to you now.
Give me some more snowballs, will you?
So we got Mom the car, and she chooses everything on it. Then she wants a
What all did she get on it?
power windows, power brake.
Power seats?
It's about 4 feet off the
Yeah.
street. She wanted it way off
Jacked
the
up?
ground. Yeah, she loves the big tires. and interesting enough, she had Nova printed on the back window. She was going to go with Chevy, and then she had those little lights that go around the license
Yeah.
plate, the chaser lights. Anyway, she picked out this car, and she got a sunroof, you know, all this stuff, because she wanted the
Very
dog
nice.
to be able to put his head out the
Yeah.
sunroof. She's got this big German Shepherd. She says, I'm afraid when the window's open, he's going to jump right out if he sees another dog.
Yeah.
Which is the same problem she had with me as a kid.
Or is that right? I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
I love dogs. And so we get to the dealership, and we go through all the process, and she fills out all the papers, and we sign everything. We're like, here you go, Ma. And my husband and I walk out to get in our car, and we give her the keys, and she goes, oh, I don't want to drive it.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't driven it since.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's at the house.
So how do you get it back from the dealership?
My husband drove it, and I drove with my mother.
Wow. Well, was she just nervous about having the
Well,
new car?
yeah, just give me a little time. It's very nice, though. I really appreciate it.
So it's out front of the house impressing the neighbors.
No, we got it in the garage.
Got a garage.
My sister came over and put it in the garage for
Yeah.
her, so that was very
That's a
exciting.
cute mom story.
Isn't she sweet?
Yeah, you have a cute mom.
Well, yeah, she is pretty cute.
Now, when everybody gets together in the family for Christmas, how many people does that represent? You get like a dozen, 2 dozen?
About 100, Dave.
About 100.
I told Dave in my neighborhood, 100 was like the biggest number we could ever come up with when we were kids. You know, if I had $100, I'd buy like 100 houses, I think. And then I would have 100 pairs of pants and 100 pairs of shoes. I'm going to live to be 100. It's hot out today. It's about 100 degrees, yeah. So, anyway, everybody's over at the house. Yeah, we have a great time. It's always nice for like the first hour or two because you haven't been together. It's
Yeah,
a big, you know,
yeah.
Irish Catholic family. Everybody's kind of hanging out, what you've been doing. And all of a sudden you hear the phrase, what's that supposed to mean? And then...
All hell breaks loose. We're going to do a commercial. Hell, we may do 100 commercials. And when
Hey,
we
that'll
come...
take 100 hours.
Exactly. And then we'll be back here with the lovely Bonnie Hunt. Nice to see you, folks. Very nice. Okay, for your CBS Orchestra, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice. Well, that's, I can't help falling in love with you, but what have you done to it? It's something, it's a different version.
We're doing the new reggae arrangement by
Very,
UB40.
very nice. Very, very hip.
it's nice
Thank
of
you
you to
very
notice.
much.
Thank
Nice
you
to see
so much.
Bonnie Hunt is on the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tony, and Dennis Rogers. I'm telling you, this guy is so strong.
I know.
Just when he gets out here, stand back. He's going to bust everything in the dump. Yeah.
That's what my mom would say when my dad was about to come home.
Yeah. So, tell us... Tell us about your, you had a wonderful summer, or the last part of the summer, fall. You
Yeah.
spent 2 months in Europe, in Italy, right?
3.
3, wow.
You really missed me, didn't you,
Yes,
Dave?
you're the,
You were there a week, weren't you, Bob? It was 4 months, Dave. It flew by.
you're the luckiest woman alive.
I know.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. It was
You're working
just-
on a big blockbuster film,
Well, we'll see.
The
but-
Exciting Life of an Actress.
Yeah, you know, Dave, it's really unbelievable. It was great. To be a woman in Italy is something that every person should experience.
I've experienced that.
What a surgeon.
Where were you?
We were all over. We
Yeah.
were in Rome first, and I stayed in a little apartment in Rome, which is very quaint.
It's the Eternal City.
Yes, it is. We were, a couple of us were there. I was there with the crew, really. A lot of the actors stayed in the hotel. I was going to stay there, but it was kind of like really not being in Italy, you know, because there's always somebody there to take care of everything. So we stayed in these apartments, and each apartment had a little buzzer at the door.
Like a doorbell, door buzzer. Yeah.
Okay, a doorbell. Fine.
Yeah.
Okay, doorbell.
Do you think that was solely an Italian concept?
I did explain it too much. I'm my mother anyway. So it's got a sunroof, but I haven't driven it. And there was, you know, these men are unbelievable because, I mean, they can tell you to move out of the way and you're in love with them.
Oh, is that right? Very romantic, very sexy, very provocative?
Oh, well, yeah. And so this one guy that worked downstairs at the front desk, you know, he kind of liked me, and I was thrilled. At first, I was like, hi. And I just thought, well, it's okay to flirt a little bit,
sure,
you know.
Yeah.
And so he would come upstairs, and whenever you'd ring the doorbell, universally known doorbell, on my door, all the electricity would go out in my apartment. So I called downstairs, and I said, listen, somebody just came over, and now the electricity's out because they rang the doorbell in, you know, broken Italian. And he comes up, and he knocks on the door, and he comes in, and I explain to him, and every time he comes in, he's saying to me, would you like to go to the country? I take you, take you to the country.
Take you to the country?
Yes, he says, you take you to the country, take your horseback ride.
Good
You
Lord.
will really enjoy, I tell you, please, Bunny, I tell you. So I said, no, thank you, I just need electricity fixed, and so he offered to fix my electricity.
Yeah.
And so
hey,
he
wait, hold it, wait a minute, what are we, Jiminy Christmas?
All right, stop it. Anyway, so he goes down the hall and he fixes the circuit breaker and goes downstairs. So the lights are back on. So he calls from downstairs. He says, Bonnie, you have a fax. I said, is it from the country? He said, no. So he comes up with the fax. He says, should I bring it up? I said, fine. Well, what does he do? He rings the doorbell, so the lights go out. So I open it up, and grazie, prego, scusi, and all that stuff.
Prego, Susie?
No, it's a song in Italy.
Oh,
and there was this guy, Egidio, on the movie that spoke Italian, and he'd always say, all you need to know is grazie, prego, scusi.
Prego, scusi. I thought you said Prego, Susie.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm such a boob, forgive me.
No, you aren't, Dave. And so anyway, he comes in, and the lights are off again, so he goes and fixes them. And this is like the 10th time he's asked me out. So I finally say, well, I'm going to tell him I'm married.
Yeah.
Because up until this point, I've enjoyed the flirting. I've been very, you know...
You wait till the 10th time to tell him. And a girl!
I'm so married. And so he says, I said, you know, I don't want to hurt your feelings, Fabrizio, but, you know, I'm married. He said, I am not jealous. So, actually, he's living with us now.
Well, good. My goodness. Bonnie, things are going wonderfully well for you. You got the big blockbuster Beethoven Second out.
Yeah, I've been very lucky.
Yeah, and then the movie that you were in Italy working on is coming out.
Just in time.
Just in time with you and...
Marissa Tomei.
And Molly Ringwald.
And Robert Downey
Kurt Russell
Jr.
and Tom Cruise.
And let's
Pete,
see. Oh, I was going to try to think of a really funny name.
Yeah, me
Pete
too.
Barbuti.
Pete Barbuti. Well, that's an excellent film. He's a very funny man.
Well, he certainly is.
I'm glad you came in, and it's good to see you again. Hey, you want to heave a snowball?
Sure.
Just heave one. Don't hurt anybody, and for heaven's sakes, don't hurt yourself.
Where should I go?
I'd throw it, you know, if you throw it at the audience, they're going to throw it back. Well, I don't, yeah, go ahead, throw it at them.
Yeah! All right. The lovely Bonnie Hunt, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. Hey, yes, sir. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, our first guest is a very entertaining woman who has starred in every motion picture with Beethoven in the title. Her latest offering is entitled Only You, and it opens across the country on Friday. Do me a favor, please welcome back the always engaging Bonnie Hunt. Bonnie! Welcome to the program.
Thanks.
You look wonderful as always. Look what a lovely couple you and I would make were we to go out on the
Wow.
town. Wouldn't we turn
Sorry,
heads?
Mickey's already asked me.
That's sort of
Boy.
dropped in like a... How you doing? You know, congratulations. I guess I haven't seen you since, or maybe I have. These movies, these Beethoven movies, unbelievably successful, like billions and billions of dollars.
Yeah.
You must be very proud of that fact.
Well, I am.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, I feel
Congratulations.
lucky.
Yeah.
I'm amazed when people recognize me on the street from that film.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be the way I walk or something, because, you know, I'm in that dog suit for most of the...
No, you're not. No.
Yeah.
But do people actually recognize you when you go out? How could they not?
Yes, because I always have my hair done like this and 4 inches of makeup. Yeah, well, this morning, actually, I got recognized.
Really? Where?
Yes. They sent a driver to pick me up because I had to be picked up at 6 a.m., Mr. Letterman, to get here on time.
From where are you coming?
L.A.
Oh, well,
Did
that
you
explains-
forget where I live?
I thought maybe we had
Down
you at
the street,
the
but you got the
Stadium Motor
traffic.
Lodge or something, yeah.
No, just because you meet me, doesn't mean I stay there all the time.
What'd I tell you?
Well, I'm trying to. So anyway, I get in the car and this guy says to me, I said, I really appreciate you coming here. Oh, stop it. I appreciate you coming here so early in the morning because it's, 6 o'clock, and I felt kind of bad. So he says, well, no problem. I get in the car and he says, I'm thrilled to pick you up because I just love your work.
That's great.
And
Good
I thought,
for you.
well, that's nice.
Very
Somebody
nice,
recognized me. It doesn't happen. And he says, my wife and I just love you in those JCPenney commercials. So, he's an older guy, and I didn't want to say, well, that's not me, and make a fool of him. So I said, oh, thank you, thinking that's all we'll say to each other, and we'll get to the airport. He just a couple seconds goes by, and he says, so how's it working with Joey? And I said, Joey? And he said, Joseph, the guy who directed all those spots. I go, oh, he's great. What am I going to do now?
I don't know.
Say I lied and I don't know Joey? So I said, well, he's great. And he says, well, I think he's kind of a jerk. And I said, well, he has his bad moments. And he says,
you have no idea who
I
Joey is.
I don't know anything. Now I'm a total imposter. I started writing checks. I couldn't believe it. And he says to me, he says, kind of a jerk. And I said, well, he has his bad moments, And he says, well, he's been like a brother to me. And I said, well, I can see, how that could happen because of his personality.
Yeah, sure.
All these generic answers. And he says, listen, we get to the airport. He says, why don't you give me your number? And I'll tell Joey I saw you, and he can give you a call. You guys can get together or something. And I said, great. So I gave him the number. I can't wait to meet him. It'll be exciting.
Oh, no.
Sure I did. I'm sure there's no harm, Dave. He had a funny look in his eyes, and he never stopped at any stop signs. But I think it'll be okay.
But do nice things happen when you're out in public? I mean, other than this was not that this was unnice, but it was odd.
No, it wasn't unnice. Well, I got myself in trouble by trying to be nice. You know how that always happens.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a
Well, no,
Catholic
I've never
ritual.
had that problem.
Well, not you, no. I was out to lunch with an executive from TriStar.
Now, what does that mean, an executive?
Just a guy in a suit. And so I'm out with this guy from TriStar, and we're at lunch. And we're sitting there, and I'm very nervous because I'm trying to make a good impression.
Sure you are.
Talking about a big deal.
Right,
I don't know what it
exactly.
is. I just know it's a big deal.
Right.
Yeah. They said, meet this guy about a big deal. So I'm sitting there, and this older gentleman comes up to me. He's about 70 years old. And he says, excuse me, miss. That's how he talked. I'm doing my impression. And I said, yes. And I'm thinking, oh, this is perfect. I'm going to be recognized.
Right in front of the executive.
Yes, and it shows that my star power.
Yeah.
And star power. So he says, I noticed you from over the table over there, and I was sitting with my daughter, and I said, you go tell her. And he says, she wouldn't come over. So I came over, and my whole posture changes.
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
And he says, I just have to tell you, do not hang your purse on the back of the chair. Somebody's bound to come by and steal it. I was like,
There you go. There, come here. Let's stand up here. Come on here. Come here. Look at this. Look at it. Ladies and gentlemen, is this a lovely couple or what? We have to do a commercial. We'll be right back, kids. Bonnie Hunt is there, Mickey Rourke. And a little bit later, we have an actual certified flying dog. This animal is an amazing athlete. One of them frisbee catching dogs. But that's just the beginning. That's just where you start. This dog defies description and, in some cases, gravity.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And during the commercial, Paul was playing that special music because Bonnie and I were doing the hustle.
Dave, you're so good at it. I feel like a fool.
Hey, let's talk about, how are things at home? How's your husband? Your husband John.
My
Your husband
That
John.
explains the heels. He's fine, but you know, Dave, I got to tell you something.
Yeah?
You know when I saw you in L.A.?
Right, Los Angeles.
Yeah, all right, fine, Los Angeles, for those in the back. And he said to me, I met Dave for lunch, and he says, where's John? And I said, well, he's playing golf. He goes, where? I said, in Malibu. And he says, there's no golf courses in Malibu.
That's right, there are no golf courses in
Now,
Malibu.
wait a second, okay?
Unless it's that putt-putt
Now,
stuff.
Get
it through the camel. Whack!
A lot of people don't know my husband, but he's 4'3", and Dave's making fun. of the fact that he's so short.
He's a lovely man.
But he's a big heart.
Could have been a jockey.
Certainly could.
You know, I had to fire my writing instructor. Did you hear that? Being a jockey. How is your husband?
Oh, remember when I saw you in L.A.?
Yes, Los Angeles.
Right.
Here
those
we
people
go
in the
again.
back. I met you for lunch, and you said, where's John?
Yeah.
And I said, he went to play golf.
Right.
And you said, where? And I said, Malibu. And you said, there aren't any golf courses in Malibu. So I said, well, Dave, he goes there every Saturday. And you said, well, I lived in Malibu, and there aren't any golf courses there. So through the whole lunch, Dave is like this, like a hologram. And I'm thinking, my husband's in Malibu with some woman. And I'm the biggest jerk in the world.
No.
And, you know,
Did that really upset you?
well, no. I mean, my marriage is a little better than that. But for the story, I'm saying
All right,
it
but
upset
seriously, what was he doing then?
me. He's having an affair.
Oh,
I'm serious, and I just want to thank you.
well, no.
Well, it's good, because once the career takes off, I'm dumping him.
No. Now, I know you love dogs. You have a great dog yourself.
Yeah, I've got a great
So
little
you
pal.
should stick around and see this flying dog.
I saw a couple on the plane today.
Dogs coming
Just a joke. Go ahead.
in? And does your dog, what's your dog's name? Your dog's name is?
Lacey, I found her on Lacey Street.
Oh, that's very good.
She's a great dog.
Yeah.
But you know, you have this flying dog. I'll tell you a dog story in my family. My dad found a dog, a German Shepherd, on the railroad tracks once. We named it Babe. We brought it home, and it had puppies. 7 little German Shepherd puppies.
Wow.
A big deal for us, you know. My
How
mother
old
said,
were you? Just a kid?
oh, about 7.
7,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And of course, my mother told me that the dog was married, but we didn't know where the husband was. She told me that, Dave. How funny is that?
He's in Malibu playing golf. There he is. I don't know anything anymore. Yeah.
Oh, anyway.
Okay, so the dog, yeah.
Okay, it's very sweet. Dave's like, yeah, come on, babe. Can't believe you. So anyway, we had the puppies, and then one of the run of the litter was dead. So it's very tiny little, like about as big as my hand, a little black dog. So my dad said, oh, let's bury it, you know, being the sweetie. And so he puts it in a shoebox, and it's upstairs on the kitchen table. And we said, Mom, can't we have a funeral?
Yeah.
And she says, certainly. You know, the Irish Catholics, they love to have a party. So he puts the dog in the shoebox, and my mother says, Bob, I think the dog's alive. My dad says, the dog is dead, we're going to bury it. You know, what she said about a couple of us, you know. So we got the little dog in a box, and we're going to take it in the yard, and my mom's carrying it, and she said, Bob, I know I saw the paw move. So my dad says, you know, so he goes in the basement. Well, you know how dads are. He's working his head, you know, back off. So anyway, he goes downstairs and he gets a bottle of whiskey. He takes a little whiskey on his finger and he puts it on a dog's mouth.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. And then the dog went. And it was alive, and we called it whiskey, and we kept it all that time.
Oh, that's a great story.
Yeah.
That's a cute story. Very nice.
We had another dog after that.
And then later the dog died of cirrhosis. So whatever.
I was going to say we had another dog named Cocaine, but that's a whole different story.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right, honey. You're the boss.
Yeah, I know.
Your joke's first,
No,
mine
okay,
second.
all right.
I'm no fool.
Why don't you relax? All right.
Are you really mad at me?
No.
Well, I never know.
Now, Bonnie, the motion picture Only You comes out soon. Is that the name of it, Only You?
Yeah, it comes out Friday.
Yeah, this is a big one. This is Marissa Tomei, who's won an Academy Award for her part in Hey, Vinny.
That's right.
Was that it?
Oh, my cousin.
My cousin Vinny, yeah.
Oh,
and I want to say Morton Downey Jr., but it's not. It's Robert
Robert Downey
Downer Jr. Opens on
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, it's very sweet. Go see it.
And you know, I've seen many parts of it. I've seen the trailers and the clips, and you look absolutely terrific in the film.
Oh, thanks,
As always,
Dave.
you've done another great
no.
job.
Oh.
Bonnie, it's a pleasure to see you. Thank you very much for being here. Stick around for the lineup. Bonnie Hunt, kids. You know, when they begin that Miss America pageant, when they have the parade of states, is that what they call it?
Parade of States.
And the young women all who's come out every year for the last 15 years, and from the parade of states, I have picked the winner of the competition.
You pick it right off the top?
And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to go right on a limb. I haven't even seen her. Keep your eye on Miss Montana.
Really?
That's my prediction for
How
the
do you
big
know?
It's a feeling, it's a hunch.
You're a witch.
Paul, why are you stroking your cufflinks?
Well, I got powdered sugar. I got hit.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, our first guest tonight is a very entertaining woman who appeared in the film Rain Man with Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman, also in the film Dave, and, of course, all the big Beethoven movies. On Friday, her brand new series, The Bonnie Hunt Show, debuts right here on CBS. Ladies and gentlemen, please say hello to the lovely Bonnie Hunt. Hey, hi. Hey, hi. How the hell are you?
Dave, I'm not used to all that attention. I've been dating Woody Harrelson. So.
Hey, well, there you go. Look out. Nice to see you. I saw you a week ago out in California, and I know you've been very, very busy with the big Bonnie Hunt show, and it's darn nice of you to fly in. And I'm understanding, regrettably now, that there was some trouble at the airport this morning, or as they say overseas, aeropuerto.
Yeah, I got in at the airport about 6:30.
Flying all night. Don't you hate that?
Well, you know, I got to stop drinking. Yeah, I was flying all night, and I couldn't sleep because the woman next to me fell asleep, and she had one of those things when you fall asleep where you go, ah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She kept doing that, and I would scream after her naturally, thinking I was being mugged in midair.
You ever have one of those people fall asleep next to you who's got like a wheezing lung? You think
I'm married, Dave.
You think the airplane is losing cabin pressure, but it's just the fat guy next to you whistling.
Oh,
He's got a
Dave,
whistling
don't say
lung or
the
something.
fat guy.
All right,
That's
whoever
not
it
nice.
happened to be, it
Could be a
wasn't a fat
thin
guy.
man with
All right,
a
it was a very
whistling
skinny
lung.
guy with a whistling
Okay,
lung.
that's
I'm
a little
sorry.
nicer. So I get to the airport, and I'm so tired because I've been up all night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
That's how you get tired.
This is the
'cause
third
you're up
time
all
now
night.
you've said it.
So anyway, I come down in the area where all the limo driver guys are hanging out, because I usually go down just to hang out with them. I don't have a driver.
That's right.
And so I go down, and they all have the little tags with people's names on them. I look around, I scan, I don't see my name, and I thought, oh, God, I'm so tired. So I hear Bonnie. I turn around, the guy's standing there. I said, oh, thank God, so I give him the bags. And he says, I said, let's just, get to the car. I'm so tired. And he said, no. He said, I'm not your driver. I'm Dom DeLuise's agent.
Yeah.
We met in Los Angeles. And I said, oh, good to see you again, And he says, you've got a car? And I said, yeah, a car's picking me up. He says, do you mind if I hitch a ride?
That's first class.
No.
That is first rate.
He was very nice and a hell
Dom
of a
is in
kisser,
good
I might
hands.
add.
Oh,
yeah.
well.
Yeah, so anyway, we get into the... we get a little further, and we're looking for the driver. He's not there, so I call the limo company. And they said, of course, Bonnie who? And I hung up, and there was no car assigned to pick me up. So I said to the guy, listen, I'm just going to take a cab. It was nice seeing you again. And he says, oh, geez, you're taking a cab. Why don't I take it with you? You could probably turn in the receipt, right? I said, sure. He was very nice. So we got in the cab, and we drove to the hotel together. And it looks like I'm going to be doing a film this fall with Dom, so...
Wow.
It'd be great. Oh, God, they're going, ooh.
I know.
Oh, no, Dave. No.
How's your mom doing? I always like to hear about Mom back there in Chicago.
Yeah, she's fine. Mom's fine, yeah. She had a little accident.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What happened?
Yeah, a
Serious?
couple weeks ago. No, she was getting ice out of the ice cube tray. And, of course, she still has the silver tray from 1902 that you open like this.
Where you dislocate your shoulder,
Well,
yank it,
yeah,
the thing
no
up.
matter how well I do. She's, no, it still makes the ice, We gave her a microwave years ago, and she won't use it because she's convinced it'll make us all sterile.
Yeah.
Don't turn it on. So anyway, she's getting the ice out, and she's walking to the kitchen sink, and the ice falls, and she slipped and fell on it.
Oh, no, that's sad. That's dangerous.
Very upset. And so she's lying on the floor. There's nobody home. She can't get up. My sister comes home a couple hours later. My mom's lying on the kitchen floor. And my sister says, "Oh, my God, Mom, are you okay?" And there's this puddle of water, and she goes to help her up, and she says, "Leave me here. Take the dog out. He's been waiting."
Mom was more concerned about
Worried
the dog.
about the dog,
That's very
you know?
sweet.
So my sister took the dog for a walk and came back and helped my mother up. But she's fine. She's fine. She says, "Actually, I feel better since I fell."
She feels better since the fall.
That's what she said.
And knocked something back into whack, as we say. Are you terribly excited about the big show?
Oh, terribly,
1 week
Dave.
from 1 week from tonight, as a matter of fact. And here's an easy way for people
Slow
to remember.
down. You're like crazy.
Well, we got a big show
I know,
here.
but
You're not the
you're
only
talking fast
guest.
'cause
Did
you're
somebody
what-
tell you you'd be the only guest? If you, Bonnie...
No, don't try to make up, Dave. Go to the commercial.
If you had been the only guest, you wouldn't have had to take a cab. But anyway... Just relax.
All right.
Bonnie's show,
Don't
and
touch
a good way to remember when the show is on Friday nights. It's on right after a show here on CBS called Dweebs.
I've been following dweebs on Friday nights for a long time.
There you go. All right. We have to pause for a commercial. We'll be right back with Bonnie Hunt. Paul's playing the harmonica. That's pretty good. Nice going.
Dave used to play the harmonica.
Really?
Yeah, with
Was-
my Uncle Chester, the Harmonicats.
He was in the Harmonicats? Your
No,
Uncle
they
Chester?
weren't. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but they did play.
I see.
Bonnie Hunt is here, ladies and gentlemen. Also, Coolio will be out a little bit later. Stick around for Coolio. I think you'll enjoy that.
Oh, yes.
Tell me,
I'm sharing the dressing room with them, so it's been exciting.
Tell me, let's get a little something from your personal life, something from your private life, something
no.
interesting, something...
No, honey.
Well, tell us about your new dog. You got a new dog?
Dog?
Yeah, dog?
Yeah, Buddy.
Buddy the dog. Good name for a dog.
Yeah. This dog, I was...
You look
actually-
nice tonight, by the way.
Oh, no, I
you
don't.
You look lovely.
Dave, I do. Well, I showered, you know.
Yeah, I know.
I got...
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Okay.
You got powdered sugar. It's
I
distracting
know we
me.
had the donut-a-pult out here.
Oh,
Did you see
really?
the donut-a-pult?
No, I'm sorry. I was with Dom DeLuise's agent.
Well, that's right.
Anyway, I got this little dog, and I was at the park the day before I'm leaving to do this movie with Robin Williams.
Right,
and I'm going to be leaving...
Jumanji Joby. What's the name of the film?
Jumanji.
Jumanji,
And
yeah.
I
It's
got
going to be a
Miss
huge film. isn't it?
Magumbo, my mother calls it. I don't know.
Well, I'm still on the kitchen
How's it going
floor.
on Magumbo? Yeah, well, we put some groceries on the floor with her now, so she's eating. I'm at the park, and I'm going to leave the next day, so I have my dog, the other dog that I found, this other stray, at the park. And this woman stops by the park with this little dog that's kind of limping, you know, and she says...
A gimpy dog.
A gimpy dog. Yeah. Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. What?
It's all right. I've been called that before. So anyway, the woman says, I said, "Oh, cute dog." And she said, "Well, I just found it near the supermarket over on Sepulveda, and I'm taking it to the pound, and they're probably going to put it down. 'Cause
Oh,
it's obviously
I
sick."
hate that to break your heart when
Well,
that happens. Yeah.
she finds me. There's 20 people in the park,
Yeah.
but no, the woman's got to tell me.
She knows you have a good heart.
No.
She doesn't.
Cash. She was looking
she
for.
knows her cash.
No. So anyway, wow.
Thank you.
Dave.
Tell your friends.
I will.
All right, thank you.
Anyway, I say, well, I'll take the dog. And I couldn't believe the words actually
Yeah,
came
I
out of my
know.
mouth because
Yep.
now I've got to tell my husband
Exactly.
I'm bringing home another dog. And so I bring the dog home. And my dog can't stand it. My dog is like, I want this dog out
Goes
right
nuts.
now.
Sure.
You know.
They're very territorial.
Of course. sure.
Possessive.
Yeah, that too. And so I call this agency, and they have families that are on a list to adopt a dog.
They also handle Dom DeLuise.
Oh no, honey. God, you were ready with that. You're like,
yeah.
go ahead, finish the sentence, baby. I got a big one.
Oh, yeah, they don't come bigger than that one.
Oh, no, I know. Well, look at me. I'm batting 1,000, Dave. So anyway, this family comes to my apartment to get the dog, and they have a couple kids, so it seems okay.
Cute.
Right. So I've had the dog for 6 hours now. So to me, I've had it a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
They leave with the dog. I'm heartbroken. I'm sick all night. I can't sleep. I'm so worried about the dog. 6 o'clock in the morning, the woman calls me. She says, this dog had an accident on the sofa. We paid $1,500 to have it reupholstered. I said, oh, geez, I'm sorry, you know, but it's just still a puppy. And I'm thinking, she's upset about the dog having an accident? It's a puppy that's
sure.
sick.
You have to expect
I don't know
that,
if it's
of
the right
course,
family.
yeah. Probably hadn't been worm.
Huh?
Worm.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
hadn't
No,
been
I don't.
worm.
I don't
You
think
have
the
to
woman
worm
was.
them.
Yeah.
No.
So anyway, I started getting very upset and I'm crying. Now you called me in the middle of this. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And I'm crying, very upset. And Dave says, "What's wrong?" And I said, "Dave, the dog I found yesterday. I gave it to the family, and they took it. And I'm worried because the woman called this morning. And Dave goes, "Go get the dog. It's not the right family.
Right.
Go get the dog."
Exactly.
I said, "Well, Dave, I can't have the dog. My dog is like, go get the dog."
Take the sheriff with you, I said.
Yes, that's
If
right.
need
You said
be.
take the sheriff
with you.
Go get the dog.
We call that show Cops. Have them follow you out there. When you bust in trying to get the dog back. We want it all on videotape.
But we went there, and the woman said, "Well, I don't want to give you the dog back because she was, frankly, I don't care for it, but my kids like it."
Oh.
And I thought the kids are like, you know, they're like onto a new bunny. You know, they've forgotten all about the dog an hour later. So I'm worried about it. Anyway, a couple hours later, I paid $500.
$500. So the free dog, the giveaway dog, ended up costing you
12
for 12
hours
hours
later.
$500.
That's right.
Well, God bless you. The dog belongs with you. That's Okay.
Dave, this is the telethon.
Nice
I'm on
to
the
see you
telethon.
again, Bonnie. And let's remind folks, a week from this Friday night, immediately following the new blockbuster comedy here on CBS, Dweebs. It will be the all-new Bonnie Hunt Show. Good luck to you, Bonnie. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you with us. We'll be right back. Hi, how are you? This week we got 8 new cameras and we're using them all.
I like it.
Yes. Santa dropped by early.
That's the way I like it.
Our next guest is quite a favorite around here. She has starred in numerous motion pictures, and her latest, Jumanji, co-starring Robin Williams, opens Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the young, the personable, Bonnie Hunt. Oh, Bonnie. Nice to see you, Bonnie. Welcome back to the big program. I certainly appreciate your time as well. How about that Harrison Ford, huh?
Oh, guess what just happened?
What's that?
I'm standing at the bottom of the stairs, and Mr. Ford comes out, or Harry.
Harry,
I call him.
of course, yeah.
And he walks past me, and I thought I missed my chance because I didn't say anything. Because, you know, you don't want to bother somebody famous, certainly. You, I'd bother. And so he walks past, and he gets halfway up the stairs, and somebody comes out. Daniel came out and said, "Hi, Bonnie." And Harrison was like around the corner of the steps, and he goes, "Where's Bonnie?" And he came back down the steps and came over to say hello to me. And he said, "Your hair got longer."
That's
now,
very,
I don't know
very
how
sweet.
he knows.
Very sweet.
It made my night. I have the biggest crush on him.
He's a hunk.
Well, that's a movie star.
He's a hunk.
I mean,
He's
he
like
just
a
brings
Hollywood
you,
hunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and a heck of a kisser. We spent a little time.
That's all I can do.
I know. You're telling me.
Let's talk about the holidays. Do you remember your favorite holiday memory, your best Christmas? Any of that ring a bell?
Christmas. Yeah, Christmas in our house. My dad always hated Christmas.
Why is that?
Because all these people were going to come into the house. Do we have to have people over? I'm working all the time. I want one day off.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
Christmas, he just wanted to sleep. And there were 7 kids in the family, 4 girls, 3 boys. So there were some Christmases where we got like a group gift. You know, the girls would get one gift, and then the boys would get another. And one year we got the Barbie house, Barbie doll house.
Oh.
Of course, my
Was
sister...
that a big hit?
Yes, I
Yeah.
was thrilled. And it had a handle on it, and it opened up like this on the side, and it had like a little living room for swinging Barbie and Ken, you know.
It was swinging Barbie.
It was swinging. Well, the way I played with it.
Oh, look out.
So anyway, listen. So we were thrilled with this swinging Barbie house.
Yeah.
And so it's about 3 months after Christmas, and I'm going to my girlfriend Barbara Dayton's house. And I'm running down the street with swinging Barbie's house. And I drop it, and my heart starts pounding. You know, God forbid, it broke or something.
Or the Barbie would be disabled somehow.
Well, sure. Yeah. But it was Malibu Barbie, so she's used to earthquakes, so I figured it was all right. So anyway, I drop it, and the other side, I look down, and the other side opened, and Barbie had a kitchen that I never knew about.
No.
Now, you can imagine.
You went nuts.
I picked it up, and I'm like running home. And I get in the house, and I go, my mom's on the phone. This is very true. And I said, hang up the phone, you're not going to believe this. And she's like, what? And I go, sit down. She's like, what? I go, Mom. She's like, I go, Barbie has a kitchen. I said, where are the girls? It was like Christmas happened all over again.
The big kitchen for Barbie.
Yes, yes. Moral of the story, just tape half the toys shut, and, you know.
Kids will bust them and find something else.
Right, it's a big surprise.
You know what I've been watching is the, and I don't, maybe I'm not even supposed to have it. I have a copy of this film.
Yeah, and can I tell you what, Dave, can I just say something?
Sure, go right ahead.
Dave and I are on the phone last night.
Yeah.
As usual. And I'm just kidding. And he says to me, oh, I've been watching, I started watching Jumanji.
Yeah.
And I said, what'd you think? He said, well, I got to the part where you come into the movie, and then I just turned it off and went to bed.
No, that's not.
That is exactly what you said, and I swear to God, that's what
You're
you
lying.
said to me.
You're lying.
I'm not lying.
You're lying. You're lying.
And then you
You're
said, I'll
lying.
talk
No,
to you on Saturday,
no.
and I thought, great, I'm going to be there tomorrow night. He doesn't even know.
All right, well, that part did slip my mind. I had no idea. I said, well, I'll see you maybe this weekend if you're not busy. That's right. But I was watching it after a full day of travel, and I was very, very tired. And what I said was I had not seen your entrance in the movie yet, and then I went to bed. Had you entered, I'd be up all night watching it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What is it
Can
like?
I tell you another story? One time, David, let me just, all right, go ahead.
No,
It's about you, though.
Let's okay.
Don't
Oh,
get mad.
about me?
Yes.
Fine, let's go.
We were in a store. We were in California. We went to dinner, and then we went into the store next door. And, you know, the lady sees Dave walk in. She's like, ching, ching, you know, dollar sign. So she's, like, showing him stuff that famous people buy that nobody else would ever buy because you don't need it. It was like these metal cars that were gigantic.
That's right.
You know, what do you do?
Yeah.
Make a planter out of it, you know? And she's showing these cars, and there was these baseball caps in the back. Now, I've never been in a store with you before. And they had ponytails attached to them. So now I'm in the back of the store, and Dave has gone to the front because now people are starting to come in and shop. So I said, Dave, come here. This is a riot. And he goes, no, no. He's yelling to me from the front of the store. I said, no, please, come on, come here. You got to put this on. And I hold up the you know, baseball cap with the ponytail because I just wanted to see you in it just to make myself laugh. And this is Dave, who should be married, with this kind of comment. He said, it's not going to happen. It still makes me laugh when I think about it.
I don't even remember that.
It's not going to happen, Bonnie. Another pleasant evening.
Oh, no, no, no. Anyway, the big film, Jumanji.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a huge, huge movie, isn't it?
Oh, I hope.
It's you and Robin Williams, and we had the little girl on.
Kirsten.
Kirsten Dunst. Yeah, she's very sweet.
Great kid.
Yeah, yeah.
Robin was a blast.
A lot of special effects, a lot
Tons
of
them.
flying monkeys and stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, tons of special effects. So you're kind of, you know, talking to something that doesn't respond.
It's hard to do that, isn't it?
Well, I'm married. I'm used to it.
Hang around, Bruce Springsteen is here.
I know.
The lovely Bonnie Hunt, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. It's not going to happen. My thanks to Bruce Springsteen, the lovely, talented Bonnie Hunt, and of course, Mr. Ford, Harrison Ford, and, oh, Martin Short, by the way. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night. Good night, everybody.